Hello everyone and welcome to week number 3 of the Classes of Pantheon. In case you missed the last couple weeks, we are doing a 5-week mini-series titled The Classes of Pantheon, in which we are covering each and every class in Pantheon. Week 1 was an introduction video, week 2 was the healers and support classes of Pantheon, this week is the tanks, next week is DPS, and we will wrap up week 5 with a nice discussion video with the boys from Less Than Epic, including what our favorite classes are and what we might main. Which brings me to the next question: what are your favorite classes? What might you main? Which tank is your favorite? Throw those comments below. Let's get some discussion going. Without further ado, guys, here are the tanks of Pantheon. Alright everyone, the tanks that we have available to us are called the Dire Lord, the Monk, the Paladin, and the Warrior. Do note, we have the Monk listed as an off tank, as he actually fills a DPS role primarily, but is considered an off tank in this game. Let's kick this off with the Dire Lord, who's going to be locked into Dark Mirror, Human, Ogre, and Scar races. They will wear cloth leather and mail armor. Yes, no plate mail here, or no plate armor here, and they can only equip one and two-handed edged weapons. They do gain a bonus to crit chance when they have a one-handed edged weapon, and a bonus to crit damage when they have two-handed weapons. This class is a straight up sponge tank by the looks of it, and has features to help you self-heal, such as Dark Revenge. Or maybe you want to gain some health regen with Relentless Vitality. I suspect this class will have a large life pool to go along with all these abilities. You do gain some ability to protect allies though, such as Dire Mark. This class will have some stances, as seems to be popular with the tanks in this game. These are called blood states for the warrior. These seem to be sort of general stances that allow you to either tank better or DPS better. I do feel like this class is very close to what we call a warrior in Final Fantasy XIV, in that you are tanking with your face, taking a lot of hits, self-healing yourself, trying to keep yourself alive with regen, self-heal, and just a lot of hit points. You don't mitigate a lot of damage, but you can take a lot of damage. Next up we have the Monk, and they fill a nice niche role as an off tank, and I'm guessing is more of like a true off tank. However, they are also a DPS class. I'm going to cover just the tanking abilities I could find here and kind of how they fit into the tanking roles for this game, but we will revisit this class later next week when we cover DPS roles. So, the Monk is locked into the Iraqi, Dark Mirror, Human, or Scar races. They can wear cloth, light leather, or monk-specific martial armor. And they can use hand-to-hand, which is barehanded, martial weapons, most blunt weapons, or a shuriken. Alright, based on what I can see, there isn't a lot of abilities around tanking here, but remember, they're actually an off tank class. I think this class is a true off tank, and by that I'm saying that their role is going to be to grab a few adds and just burn them down real quick, or grab a smaller boss and just that gets burned down real quick. With their added DPS ability, I think they're going to be able to burn these things down quicker. The few abilities I did find are Iron Palm, which gives us some threat generation to hold hate, Kata of the Wandering Wind to increase their dodge so that they can stay alive a little better, and they do have 2 self-heals to help stay alive in Harmonious Bond and Resonating Palm. This class really is more of a DPS than a tank, but I think it's going to be nice to have this off tank that can pump out some damage real quick. Maybe it does some burst damage, and they can hold their own while tanking with some of these abilities to either increase dodge or self-heal. I think this will be really useful in raids where they can kind of go off on their own, clear up those adds, and the healers don't have to worry about them quite as much as a DPS. Onward to a classic staple in the tanking lineup. Yes, the Paladin. This class is locked to the Dwarf or Human races. Yes, only 2 races can play this class, and they will wear any armor, including plate mail. Yes, this is the first tank class we have that is going to wear plate mail. They can use one or two-handed edged or one or two-handed blunt weapons. I think everyone can sense kind of what this class is, and I don't need to try to compare it to anything because it really is just a paladin. So instead, here are some cool abilities I found. Sense Undeath, which lets you sense undead enemies around you. They do have a battle res that takes half your life though, and it's called a tone. And they have an ability to make humanoid become your pet for a limited time in Knight's Persuasion. That, my friends, sounds pretty cool. The Paladin also has 3 stances and can cast healing. Like I said, this is the normal type of Paladin we see in most MMOs, but there are some cool abilities in here. Also to note, they seem super strong against undead. Now remember, we had a healer that was also strong against undead, so maybe a good pairing there if you're going to fight undead. Alright, so we have this saying in my group of friends due to a screw up by a certain Ratted, who is our Final Fantasy VII guy here. He said warriors are better than tanks. What he meant to say has been lost on me really, but the saying has persisted and we continue to make fun of him for it. So if you might have guessed, next up we have the warrior, and let's find out if they truly are better than tanks. The warrior is locked into Rake, Darkmere, Dwarf, Elf, Halfling, Human, Ogre, yes we go on, or Scar races. That is a lot of races. If you want to be a warrior, you have lots of choice. This class allows you to choose all but one of the races available, and it's actually the most available out of any class. Anyway, they also allow you to wear any armor, including plate mail, and you can use any weapon, though a shield is required for a lot of the tanking abilities. So yes, this is a slightly different warrior than Ratted's used to, as they are a shield wearer. Alright, so I didn't see anything special here, and this class seems to follow the usual main tank role, with ability to taunt enemies, stun enemies, leap to an enemy, and the usual battle stances or tank stances that offer not only buffs to you, but buffs to your party as well. Lastly, this class can place banners that will buff your group in many different ways. So, the question is, are warriors better than tanks? Well, I think in this case, very much yes, as this feels like it'll be the main tank class in this game of Pantheon, and I say that because it really sticks to tanking in a very traditional sense, with good armor, a shield, you can block attacks, you have abilities to keep you alive, mitigate damage, all that kind of stuff. So I really think that this will become the main tank, and I think the Paladin and Dire Lord are both capable of main tanking, but they do so in slightly different ways, and in the case of the Paladin, you actually bleed into a support / healing role. So if you're looking to be a main tank, this would be the one I would pick. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the tanks of Pantheon. Which tank is your favorite? Which one might you main? Or you might just play around with, since you might be a DPS main instead, but which tank are you liking the best? Throw that in the comments below. What about this off tank / DPS guy called the Monk? Maybe that's where your allegiance lies. What do you think about that? Having an off tank in the MMO. What about a tank that heals? Which one of these is your favorite, guys? I think they're all very interesting. I'm very much loving this game. I can't wait to get more of it in me. Anyway guys, make sure to hit that thumbs up if you like this content, and hit that subscribe button so you can continue to get Pantheon news from Less Than Epic. We also do some other good stuff like Classic WoW and Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is getting kinda popular around here. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next week with the DPS in Pantheon. Have a good week. Get good, scrubs.
Hey, it's Ratted here. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe as well. It really helps out the channel. We put out multiple new videos each week and we appreciate all of your support. Thanks for watching, everyone, and cheers.